right, a new book is taking us back to the 90s. In the memoir Pieces of a Girl, author Stephanie Kuehnert takes us through her personal journey.
And the book gives us a look at how she used creative outlets to get through addiction and self-harm and a whole lot more. Stephanie joins us from the Arc Lounge this morning. Stephanie, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks so much for having me.
It's nice to have you with us. So what inspired you to write a book about your life?
Well, I have wanted to write a book about my life pretty much all my life. So if I can show you, the very first piece in this book is a page from my diary when I was 7 years old, and it says that I want to write a book about me and my life.
Oh, wow.
So it's been an ongoing dream, but for a long time, since I did experience abuse, I felt silence, so I felt like my voice didn't matter, and so it took me a while to actually write this.
And clearly at the age of 7, you knew you needed some sort of an outlet, and eventually, hopefully, you would get that outlet. So here we are. You teamed up with Susie Exposito, whose art you feature in your book as well, and you have a real journal entry in there. How do these illustrations in your book help tell the story?
Well, the illustrations by Susie really highlight pivotal moments in the book. So it was really a team effort between me and Susie and the book designer. My whole pitch for this book was that it would be zine style. So that means it does have illustrations. This part is like the little mini cover for a zine. And then, yeah, Susie's illustration.
Okay. Yeah, we saw that. We also saw a couple of pages there highlighted on the left-hand side that gave us a good look at some of those illustrations.
Yeah, and
yes.
when people are looking at those illustrations, they're reading what you wrote in the book. What do you hope that they take away from learning about your story?
I hope that the key takeaways are that addiction and abuse thrive in silence. So it's really important to speak up and speak out. Healing is not linear, it's messy. And I think that a lot of people experiencing abuse or going through substance abuse feel shame, and they shouldn't.
Yeah, and hopefully being able to speak about it is therapeutic and healing to you in a way as well. Speaking of speaking, you're going to be talking about Pieces of a Girl at Third Place Books in Seward Park tomorrow night. Tell us about that event and how people can attend.
Yeah, people can visit the Third Place Book website and sign up for tickets. I'm really excited about it. It's my neighborhood bookstore, and Susie is flying up from LA. It's the first time we're going to meet in real life, so it should be a great time.
Stephanie, I know that this is a memoir, but is there anything that you took away about yourself in that whole process of writing the book?
Oh, that's a great question. I think this book really was a healing process for me. I was able to really come to terms with certain parts of my life and to realize how they all made up whole.
Would you say this has been therapeutic for you? And how are you today?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
How are you today, Stephanie?
I'm great.
Good. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Stephanie. We appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone can find more of that information about Third Place Books.
Yes, if you're interested in attending Stephanie's discussion about her new book tomorrow, we've made it easy for you. Just scan the QR code that's popping up on the corner of your screen there using your cell phone's camera. The link will take you directly to KOMOnews.com/hotlinks, and from there you'll find a link to the event at Third Place Books. And good for her for being, having the bravery to share her story. I mean, oftentimes looking back in one's past, and especially if there's been some difficulty along the way, it's not easy to sort of face that and face some of the obstacles that you've been through, especially putting them down on paper for other people to read about. But, as she mentioned, it can be therapeutic, and hoping that sharing her story will help others out there who pick up her book and give it a read.
I just think it's amazing that she already felt the sense at age 7.
Yeah,
That she
exactly.
had such a story to tell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do, as she said, it was therapeutic. I'm glad to hear that for her. Well, romance is coming to the big screen. Someone Like You will be in theaters next week.
The author who wrote the book the film is based off of both produced and financed that film herself. How about that? Joining us to continue the conversation this morning is author Karen Kingsbury and actors Jake Allyn and Sarah Fisher. Good morning to all of you this morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Nice to have you with us today. So, Karen, let's start with you and just sort of describe what the book and the movie itself are about.
So, Someone Like You is a love story, and it is about two people who find each other at their greatest moments of loss and betrayal in a very unexpected journey that takes them through a roller coaster of emotions and really exploration as to who they really are. And never did they expect, though, to fall in love.
Sounds like a good premise. Karen, what was it like bringing your words to the big screen?
Well, you know, I've been watching other people do it. I've had several of my books made into movies on different networks or platforms, but it was never exactly the movie that was on my heart. And I thought, you know, you just have one life. Like, why not? Let's just do this. My husband and I had the conversation, and he said, I believe in you. If we have to sell everything, you need to make a movie. And so then it was just picking the right one. I mean, this has embryo adoption at the core of it. It has, you know, the idea of thinking you're somebody's daughter and really you're not biologically even related to them. And these are some tough things. Between that and the cinematography, I knew if I could find incredibly talented actors that this romance belonged on the big screen. And now this side of it, I mean, everyone is about to fall in love with Jake and Sarah. They are tremendous.
And let's bring in those incredibly talented actors, Jake and Sarah. So what was it like for you starring in this romance film? And essentially, you know, you're bringing this love story to life.
It was amazing. I mean, to be given a character written by Karen, who has so many avid fans, was such a wonderful honor. And to be honest, a great pressure as an actor, you know, really hopefully ups your game. And to get to kind of go on the journey along with Dawson was really one of the greatest honors in my life.
Yeah, and Sarah, what do you think makes this romance film in particular unique and stand out from others?
I think one of the things is that the love in this film is, of course, really focused in the relationship between Andy and Dawson. But there's so much love in all the relationships with the families. You know, you got these two incredible, beautiful, close families and these amazing relationships. And then Andy goes and meets her biological parents, and then she creates a beautiful relationship. And I just think it's that there's love just through and through. It's not just on a romantic side of things. It has a lot to do with family, which I think, you know, really resonates and really connects with a lot of people.
Karen, what do you hope people take away after they watch that film or maybe read your book? What do you hope the takeaway is for them?
And for me, a lot of times when I write a book, it comes down to the same thing, and that's hope. You know, we live in divided times. There's people who are very lonely, haven't really recovered emotionally since COVID and the pandemic. And a movie like Someone Like You on the big screen, people are going to go and they're going to walk out. And I'm hearing this, you know, in early screenings. People come out and they're crying, but it's like a radiant cry, like they're happy on the inside. And they say, you know, I feel like I was emotionally healed while I was watching your movie. And I have a hope that I didn't have before. And that, at the end of the day, that is what we want. And in fact, we want people to have that even if they can't afford a ticket. So at someonelikeyou.movie, people can, you know, go there and they can claim a free ticket. People are donating tickets for strangers because they want others to experience the hope that they'll get from this movie.
Definitely an important message. Karen, congratulations to you on the book and the film. And Jake and Sarah, congratulations on the roles too, and excited to see it. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.